Hi there, I am Dr. Jesse Rhines, and welcome once again to Loft Interviews. Today I am with a friend of one of my longest standing friends, Toni Ann Johnson. Hi, Toni.
Hi.
Toni and I are standing, and where are we standing?
We're standing on Manchester Boulevard in South LA near Western Avenue.
Near Western Avenue, and above us, what do you see, Toni? What is that that's above
tree.
us? It's a tree.
A beautiful tree.
Beautiful tree. Their leaves. These are really good for the community. They're great for the environment. Toni, so how did you get involved in this beautification project? I see behind you, this is your house, right?
Yeah, that's my house.
Right there.
Those are our trees. We planted the tree at the Parkway, and we planted that bottle brush tree there. And we got the trees after doing Trees for a Green LA. And they give you the trees free, and then they deliver them to your house. They teach you how to plant the trees and care for them. And
do you have contact information for anyone that people should?
For Trees for a Green LA, you would just you could just Google Trees for a Green LA. It's through the Department of Water and Power, Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, and anybody who lives in Los Angeles is eligible. Any property owner or renter, you just have to get permission from the property owner.
So how did you get involved in this kind of a project?
Well, this project came about just because I wanted to improve the property without spending a lot of money. So the trees were free, so I figured I would do that. But in terms of the rest of the community, I started sort of with the activism because there was a store around the corner that was trying to get a liquor license. And we have enough liquor stores in South LA, so I didn't want that store to get a liquor license. So I started up a petition on the block, which led to the revival of the block club that existed, but they had been defunct since they had been defunct for like 13 years. So we restarted the block club, and then from there I ended up becoming vice president of the block club, and I applied with the president for a community beautification grant, and we won. And so with that, the money, we won $10,000, and we were able to create a mosaic tile mural and also have the Los Angeles Conservation Corps plant some trees. And also there's a veterinary business down the street that had these old shrubs that had been burnt during the riots, the LA riots, and he never replaced them. And he kept telling me, there's nothing you can do. They told me there's nothing you can do. So LACC came and they explained to him that they could cut them, grind the stumps low enough that they could plant new plants, and so he got new plants, but unfortunately he let his trees die. So the trees on his side of the street died, but there's the ones in front of the church where we also did the mural. Those trees are still alive.
Right across the street, we see Ralph's Supermarket, and I really do like Ralph's. You might have seen the video I did recently about a Ralph's downtown, the one next to me.
Yeah, you have a nice Ralph's.
Well, the difference is that the one here has no trees, as you can see. Okay, so now this mural, was it done by the city, or did people around here do it?
No, one of the things about the grant is that you have to have community participation. That helps you win the grant if there's a lot of community participation. So I contracted an artist, and with the block club we got together, and the church, we decided what we wanted the mural to represent. So it's like a community, it's people holding hands, and then the church is the church wanted a lion on it. So she put a lion in the center, and then it represents like people holding hands, kind of abstract. But the people from the church and people from this street all got together, and we put the mural on the wall. There's a plane going overhead, so we probably
how do you like these planes?
That's another conversation. But another thing that I got from being in this house was all new windows and doors, because LAX has a soundproofing project where they soundproof all the houses like within a certain range of the airport, and so that added a lot of value to my house for free as well.
Okay, so you were talking about Ralph's. What do you want to tell us about it?
Well, I tried to get this Ralph's to agree to let me have a nonprofit called the Los Angeles Conservation Corps plant some trees along this sidewalk Because there's no landscaping at this Ralph's of the way there is at Ralph's in other locations. There's no landscaping at all. So I wasn't asking them to actually landscape the parking lot or beautify it, but just to plant trees along here in front of the sidewalk. And I have had this done in my neighborhood before, closer to where I live. The Los Angeles Conservation Corps planted 9 trees on my street. And they'll do it for free. The trees are free to the store. The cutting of the concrete is free. And they'll come and they'll actually plant the trees. The responsibility of the business owner or property owner is to water the trees for a period of at least 3 to 5 years until the tree can survive on its own. So,
now, is that what happened across the street in front of a glass and mirror store? They have a tree over there.
Right. Well, according to the shop owner, the city came by and asked them if they wanted the trees, and if they agreed, they would plant a tree. If the property owner had said no, they wouldn't have planted a tree. But I'm not sure what city agency that is. It could have been one of the nonprofits that plants trees, one of which is Tree People. And sometimes I think that Tree People has maintenance and they'll come and water the trees. He told us that they water the trees. He's seen the city come and water the trees along there. I'm not familiar with the city doing that, and when I started doing my community work, I managed a community beautification grant, and I talked with a landscape architect and with LACC, and I was never informed that the city would come and water the trees. As I understood it, the nonprofits would do the tree planting and the concrete excavation, but the business owner or property owner was responsible to water the trees. So that's where the problem came in with Ralph's. They don't want to water the trees. There's a lot of benefits to trees. I mean, this part of the street, there's a bus stop there, and then there's heavy traffic here. The trees help to filter the air. They make the area just more pleasant. You would be more inclined to want to take a walk in the neighborhood when there's trees. The trees absorb.
So it's a real amenity just for the community.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's benefit to the community. I think it's, I read a study that I got from the Los Angeles Conservation Corps, and what they were saying is that on a street where there are a lot of trees, people tend to drive more slowly, which is safer for the community. And as I said, people are more likely to want to take a walk. It's a subtle thing, and it's probably more subconscious than anything else, but people just feel better when there are trees. But there are actual, real benefits. I mean, they help to remove carbon dioxide from the air. There's a lot of pollution here because of you can hear all these cars going by. I did a survey of a 10-mile radius of this area and went to all the Ralphs on the west side, Venice, Marina del Rey, Westchester, Inglewood, all over. And all the other Ralphs have trees, at least trees. Most of them have trees and landscaping. The only other Ralphs that I could find within a 10-mile radius that had no trees was also in South LA.
Wow.
No, just like this, but I mean, there's nothing here. There's no landscaping, nothing. But, this business is occupying 50,000 square feet. This lot is 3 parcels that are 50,000 square feet, and there's nothing. There's no green space on it. And they're not, unfortunately, violating any code, because the ordinance that mandated that you have to have green space on a project of a certain size started in 1996. This was built, according to the records I saw, in either 85 or 87. So they're not in code violation. However, they should be.
Toni, it has been great coming down here and talking with you, and I'm really pleased to see that you are doing this community activism, trying to improve your community. I know it's very difficult, but you are a screenwriter and an artist, so it's really good to see that anyone from any profession can get out there and help make their community better. So,
That's true.
I am Dr. Jesse Rines, and I want to thank you all for coming back again to Loft Interviews, and we'll see you